Hello, welcome to video number 10. We've got some little sort of added sort of exercises, all standing this time. So we'll start off with an abdominal one, strengthening down the front here. So it's a feeling of looking over a fence or a wall. So pretend there's a wall right in front of you and you're just going to move this top bit. So it's not this position, it's just literally this top bit. It's as if you're peeking over a wall to see what's over the bottom of the wall down there. So we could have our hands behind our head there and shoulders down, lifting up nice and tall, feet parallel, a little gap between those feet. We breathe in to prepare, breathe out and a little curl over looking towards the bottom of the wall, and breathe in as you come back up again. So breathing out as we go over, and breathing in as we come back up again. Keeping the shoulders down. So this is working the rectus abdominis. Keep the shoulders down, don't let them creep up. And then just 2 more of those. And just give your arms a shake. And then the same thing, if we go to the side, then you're using your obliques as well. So we have our hands behind our heads, shoulders down, lifting up nice and tall. We breathe in to prepare, breathe out, you just curl over the side. Remember, it's your kind of middle part of your back. We'll do 5 on one side. You're not bending from this bottom part of your back, it's just this literally around this part. And we just do 1 more on that side. And then lifting up nice and tall, and we do 5 on this side. Breathing out, breathing in as you come up. This is quite a useful standing exercise to do. You have not got to go on the floor, get the mat out or anything like that, so it's nice and handy just to have a quick little strengthen of the rectus abdominis. Then if you've got a chair, or you probably move that so we can see a bit more. And this is just to stretch down the front of your hips, and it also works your gluteal muscles at the back there. You need to keep your hips square. So keep this working hip. That working hip is the leg that's moving. You want to keep that hip pushing forward, but keep the tailbone lengthened. We don't want to shorten the back here. We want to keep length in the back there. And then just lifting the leg up behind, breathing out and breathing in as you lower. Aim for 10 of those. Just breathing out, breathing in as you lower. Keep the shoulders down, keep lifting from the crown of the head. Try and keep those hips nice and square. Should be kicking in, should be able to feel it a bit, hopefully, the rump. And again, we'll do about 2 more of those on that side. And we'll swap over and do the second side. So breathing out as you lift, breathing in as you come back in again. So you should feel a stretch down the front of the hip. Try not to let your hips twist at all. Be careful as you lift the leg that you're not kind of twisting. Keep this hip pushing forward as you lift the leg up behind. It won't go very high. You'll find that you're not built for the leg to go very high at the back. You've got more height to the front, but so don't expect it to go too high. You could do this holding onto the wall, or just do it without. Don't need to hold on if you don't need to, but then of course you've got to worry about your balance then, haven't you? So probably easier just to balance using the back of a chair. The next one, you can use a band if you've got a band, but you can also do the exercise without, that's fine. And if you just loop it round your foot, and again, use the back of the chair for balance, and we're just taking the foot up behind, so towards your bottom with that foot, and then a bit of resistance, so the band gives you a bit of resistance, just pull that slightly taut, and then you're just straightening the leg and bending it again. So this is strengthening the hamstrings, so strengthening the muscles at the back of the thigh. And again, aim for about 10 of those. The band gives it a little bit more resistance, but as I say, you could do it without. That's fine, it still works well. So we're just aiming for 10 rather on that side, and then we'll swap over and do the other leg. So we'll finish that one off, and then 10 on this side, either using the band or not. Don't forget to stop and stretch anytime you need to. If you feel it in the hamstrings a lot, you know, if you need to stop and stretch, you could put your foot on the chair and just lift the chest and stretch forward, and then you're stretching your hamstrings. In fact, we'll do that when we finish this one. When you've done about 10 of those, we'll just stretch the front of the thigh. So again, you can use a band if you want to, if you can't reach your foot, or easier, if you can reach your foot, just to get hold of your foot, take it up to your bottom, and then feel the stretch down the front of the thigh. So take that leg behind you a little bit. You might need to feel that stretch down the front. If the leg's in front of you there, you're not going to be stretching down here. So try the second side as well. And then, as I said, we'll just stretch out the hamstring. So if you use your chair, you can put your foot on the chair, lift the chest and stretch forward. If you haven't got a chair, then you can have your heel on the ground. But again, keep your chest lifted and just stretch forward, and you should feel the stretch down the back of your leg there. And then if we come back, this one is to help your neck and shoulders. At the moment, you know, things a bit tense really, maybe, or you might be doing activities that you don't normally do, like sitting sewing, more reading, more watching computer, television, whatever. Tends to be the things that tend to cause neck and shoulder problems are getting a chin forward. So this sort of stance with your chin a bit too far forward, or shortening the back of the neck there. So if your computer screen is, you know, if your seat's too low, then you might be in that position and you're shortening the back of the neck. So you want to try and lengthen the back of the neck, and you want to try and get everything back. So this is quite a good one. When we were at the hall, we would sometimes do this against the wall sitting, but you can do a standing version of it. Just have your feet a few inches away from the wall, wherever's comfortable. Get your shoulders down and back, and then really get everything right back against the wall. So do that first, really stretch the front of the chest, get everything back, and then lengthen from the crown of the head, and it's as if you're trying to press the nape of your neck back against the wall, at the same time dropping the chin down, so you're really stretching the back of the neck, and get the shoulders down and back, and then hold that. If you do this, you know, you could do it for up to a minute really. It's a really good stretch, do it at any time, and it really does help with getting rounded and, you know, all the things we're perhaps living life a little differently at the moment. So it could be a good one to release tension in your neck and shoulders. So do that at any time, do it for about a minute if you want to, it's a good one. So a couple of other ones actually for neck and shoulders. I'll do it sideways on. Let's just move that again. So this one is just ever so simple. You're sitting there, you're lifting, of course, perfect posture, lifting up nice and tall, shoulders down, and then all you're doing is just stretching in front of your chest, just taking the shoulders back and releasing. So breathing in and breathing out. If you breathe in when you stretch, it just kind of enhances it a little, you get a little extra stretch maybe. So just stretching out there. Just feel that stretch. And of course you could do this any time when you're sitting around. I'll just do 2 more of those. And then just as quite a nice relaxation after you've done all that stretching is just to sit with your legs slightly apart, elbows down on your knees, and just stretch forward. Then let the weight of your head hang down, and you feel a nice stretch at the top of your back there, and just stretching out your neck. So breathe in to prepare, breathe out and just stretch forward there, and you can hold that for, I don't know, 20-30 seconds maybe. But it is a nice stretch, it just stretches out the top of the neck. If you have the backs of your hands together, that kind of seems to help the stretch as well. So just stretching forward there. So I hope you have enjoyed this little section, and see you again soon.